Hello, I'm Chance.
I'm Sergio.
And this is Brick Wall Television.
Ghostbusters, what do you want?
He slimed me. We're ready to believe you. Back off, man. I'm a scientist.
That's a big one.
We came, we saw, we kicked its ass. Dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria. Enough, I get the point.
Welcome to the first episode of Brick Wall Television, everyone. All right. Wait, wrong soundbite. Oh, God. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, everyone. Hold on. No, wait. There we go. Yeah.
I can't hear a thing.
You don't need to hear a thing. The audience can.
All right, then, audience. I'm hoping that you're going to react for me because I cannot hear a thing. Hopefully, it's better for you.
Sergio, I stopped like 30 minutes ago. You just feel foolish now.
I mean, we always feel foolish. We're two guys on a podcast.
Yeah, okay. So if you're listening to this episode, there are two instances that might have happened. One, I was unable to complete our Frozen Empire episode on time, or I did, and this is a bonus episode for after Ghostbusters month. Just a little fun snippet and seeing where this goes from here. Basically covering our own tracks. Our brick tracks. Nice. I give myself a little high five on that one. There we go. And for our first episode, we are going to be reviewing the real Ghostbusters. We're going to watch a couple of episodes from the 80s TV show. Originally came out in between Ghostbusters 1 and 2. And we already specified in our Ghostbusters 2 episode how much of an impact this show was onto the second movie, for the good and bad. But I thought it might be a good idea for us to just watch a couple of episodes. And these episodes that we're watching, they're on YouTube currently. I'm not sure if you're listening to this like 5 years later or not, but as the date we are recording this, they are available on YouTube if you want to watch them. But then again, you might be a grown adult listening to this saying, I want to watch a kids cartoon. Well, we're college students and we're watching college cartoons, and there are adults that make cartoons. So get off your high horse. I got family that watch cartoons too.
I mean, there are people who don't actually like cartoons, not mostly because of the fact that it was made especially for kids, but they just don't like cartoons in general. I've seen people like that.
Yeah, and if you are one of those people, this episode's not for you. I'm sorry, but you might want to click off. And I'm
pretty sure they know that, Chance.
Probably, but you'll be surprised, Sergio. You'll get that one comment saying, "This is a cartoon? I don't like cartoons. I'm out of here. If it's not real, it's not real."
I mean, either way, they just watch the podcast, so it helps us either way.
I guess so. So we got our first episode called Ghost R Us. Get it?
Oh, you're asking me. I thought you were trying to do a rhetorical question to the audience. But yeah, I get it.
Yeah. So originally released on September 13th, 1986, this was a big debut of animated Ghostbusters. Actually, no, I stand corrected. First off, before we even get into the episode, we need to talk about the backstory for this, like for the show in general. So remember when I told you, Sergio, that there was an old TV show from the 70s called Ghostbusters with a gorilla and two old guys looking for ghosts?
No, I don't think we actually ever talked about that.
I'm pretty sure we did.
I don't remember it, but let's refresh my memory.
Well, that's basically it. I mean, there was a show from the 70s called Ghostbusters, and when they tried making this movie, Sony bought the rights to the name from Filmation, which owned the rights for it. And after the success of Ghostbusters 1, they tried making a cartoon of it, of the original Ghostbusters cartoon, like the original Ghostbusters TV show. And they called it the Ghostbusters because I guess they had the rights.
The real Ghostbusters.
No, you're wrong. Let me finish.
It says right here, the real Ghostbusters.
It's not that, Sergio. They
it's even in the title of the opening thing.
Oh my God.
It says
Let me finish. So the Gorilla Ghostbusters TV show had an animated show come out after the success of the first movie, which they had no part of. So they can jump off the success of that. But then after that didn't do well at all, they came out with the real Ghostbusters saying, hey, that's not the real one. We're the real ones. We're the real ones that bought up the original one. We are the current Ghostbusters. We're really current, the real current Ghostbusters. And so then one survived, one didn't. The real Ghostbusters ran from 1986 to 1991. And I would say that's a success, running at least 2 years after the second movie coming out, and coming out 2 years after the first movie coming out, and still lasting 2 years after the second movie. That's a success.
That's a pretty good run.
Yeah, they got toys, spinoffs. I mean, not really spinoffs, but more like rebrandings of the show, and insane looking designs for ghosts. That was like the biggest thing for the show. They look really cool.
The ghosts?
Yeah.
To me, it just looked like they were trying to make some goofy, wacky characters that don't really look like much like ghosts.
Well, you can't really make ghosts look like ghosts on the animated TV series because they're all looking translucent all the time. It's gonna be hard to look at.
No, I mean, like, they could have done the same thing that they've done with other things, like make them look like Slimer, always green, but just different designs.
That's tried and true, Sergio. If you make a different variety, because there are different types of ghosts, as they clearly specify. My suspicion of disbelief is lowered knowing that it could be a different type. So let's get into the first episode. Yeah, Ghost R Us, name of the first episode. In this episode, Slimer fucks up and releases 3 ghosts from the containment unit after trying to get a late night snack.
To be honest, it feels more like he's Scooby-Doo or Shaggy, where he's this hungry goofball that they have around.
Well, you can say Scooby. I'm more like Scooby than Shaggy, because at least Shaggy, he was funny. Slimer honestly got my nerves in this first episode.
I thought that what got on your nerves more was the fact that there was a lot of 80s references, especially on the stereotype of Winston.
That did get me. I'm not going to lie on that.
Wait, what got on your nerves more? Was it Slimer's personality or was it Winston's stereotypical dated role?
I guess kind of Slimer. Because Winston, this is a pilot. We only started with the pilot, so he might have calmed down in the rest of the episodes. But in this one, we see him coming up to the news camera saying how sweet it is after having chocolate all over his face and everything. Yeah, I get the joke.
Wait, chocolate all over his? You mean after he was trying to eat one of the chocolates?
Right, he was eating one of the chocolates. I got a little frustrated by that. Sergio, you didn't notice like the joke in that. I mean, you did notice the joke, but I thought there was subtext under that saying like the song "How Sweet It Is to Be Loved by You." I'm like, oh, they had to make the black guy sing the song with predominantly black people in it. Okay. And when he goes check on Slimer in the middle of the night, he's like, "Yo, anyone down here?" I don't know. Why is Winston like such a touchy subject for me when it comes to Ghostbusters? I don't know why. Literally every episode of this Ghostbusters month, I've been talking about Winston and how they use him in every one of the properties.
They really don't do him justice until Afterlife. And even in this show, from what we've seen from the pilot, they don't do his character justice here either.
I guess that's why. Yeah, that has to be why. I'm sorry, audience, for constantly dwelling on this issue, but it seemed like something that should have been noticed a long time ago. Justice for Winston. # justice for Winston.
They already got justice for Winston by making him a multimillionaire in the new franchise reboot, new franchise revival.
Yeah, but what are we going to do with him in Frozen Empire, though? Or what did
That's what we gotta wait and see. If it does bad and they don't really do his character any more justice than they did for the fact that what happened off screen, then that's justice for Winston. But if they do his character justice in this new upcoming film, then their job is done. And we got actually a good representation for Winston. That's what I'm saying. We should probably wait until the movie comes out. Or actually, this episode is probably going to come out after or before that. So let's see how.
If it did or didn't, we might have liked it or didn't like it, and we'll tell you, or maybe we already did tell you. So yeah,
we did notice that some voice actors from the show were actually familiar.
Yeah, so let me give a rundown. We had Arsenio Hall as Winston Zeddemore. If you don't know Arsenio Hall, you must be 20 years or younger. He played Simi in Coming to America. Wait, no, was his name Semi or was it Baba?
No, Baba. I believe that was him referring. That was Eddie Murphy's character referring to his father.
No, because
the same word is used in the Black Panther when Black Panther refers to his father.
Yeah, but also on IMDb under Coming to America, like the sequel, they also call him as Baba.
I think we gotta look that up. I can't remember.
Okay, well, yeah, but he was also back in he had
basically he was the right hand man of Eddie Murphy's character in the movie.
Yes, we also got Maurice LaMarche as Dr. Egon Spengler. And if that doesn't sound familiar, you should. Is Pinky from Pinky and the Brain. No, my bad. That was Brain from the Pinky and the Brain series or Animaniacs.
Isn't Pinky and the Brain its own show?
It was originally a segment from Animaniacs.
Yeah. All right.
We also got Lorenzo Music as Dr. Peter Venkman. And he was known for playing Garfield. He's passed away now. But yeah, he played Garfield in an animated series. And Laura Summer was Janine. She actually, funny enough, is in the new Garfield show. Not really new Garfield show, but the CGI Garfield show that came out like in the mid 2010s as Minerva. And the only, Frank Welker as Dr. Raymond Stans in Slimer. He was Fred in Scooby-Doo. A lot of Scooby-Doos. Galvatron in Transformers 4. Megatron in Transformers The Last Night. Shockwave in Transformers Dark of the Moon. God, he really played a different character every single one of the movies.
That's impressive.
Yeah. Oh, he was also George. He was also George from Curious George.
Really?
Yeah.
He does pretty good animal noises.
He also was Scooby-Doo. Everyone is listening is like, no duh. We're waiting for you to get to that. God, you're stupid.
You can really tell that this show is really mostly targeted towards kids.
What makes you say that?
Well, throughout this entire time, you can tell that there are several aspects of it that would generally go more towards kids, such as they use actual voice actors from the voice actor for Fred, who is known for his roles in Scooby-Doo as Fred. And they don't really delve into much of the humor that was actually in the movie, as the humor in here is way more goofy.
It is animated though.
Yes, but as I was saying, in the first part of that episode, they actually get 3 ghosts that are making a ruckus in a chocolate factory. And over the entire time, while the opening makes it look like they are being serious Ghostbusters, the first episode opens them with them being very goofy with these 3 ghosts that are supposed to be level 5, which are supposed to be much more powerful ghosts than just your average ghosts.
It's Ghostbusters. It's an animated Ghostbusters. Of course it's going to be goofy.
Well, yeah, that just proves my point, saying that you can tell this is mostly made for kids because of how the goofy humor is and also the overall aspects of the show.
What do you think of the redesigns for the characters? Or like, how do they look?
They were jarring at first, and it seems I can't tell exactly their ages, actually. For Peter Venkman, he looks younger than Bill Murray. And Winston, he looks around the same. Egon was jarring because he's blonde for some reason. I don't understand that. Ray, he looks way older. And also for Janine, she looks younger. And she seems like she's set up as this heartthrob of the... I'm not sure if it was or the heartthrob of the team, because when they come back, they gave her all the chocolate they got, which is basically 4 years worth of chocolate.
Yeah, it's all eaten by the fat fuck Slimer.
You know, you really need to watch her mouth, man.
What? They don't hear it?
Oh yeah. But you can't give me slack just for like saying one curse word, and now you're over here cursing your mouth off.
No. Anyway, so we had Slimer. So we got Slimer. I'll bring
Slimer.
Yeah, he's being Slimer. Yeah, always making out with Peter Venkman for some reason. He might have a crush on him. I don't know. And
well, actually, he kisses pretty much everyone. Just in this episode, he kisses Venkman more than anyone else.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say it. At the end of the episode, when he like, we saved the day, when he kisses him like 5 times in a row, it ends with Ernie Hudson saying, "Talk about a happy ending." What do you mean?
And before that, it's just a loop of Slimer kissing Venkman over and over again. And although it's an animation error, as Chance has stated before, it loops between him smiling and then being disgusted and back and forth.
But what did he mean?
Which I believe was just put there just to save money for putting more frames instead of putting more frames in for the animation.
What did he mean by that, though?
To be honest, I don't know. And I really don't think anything this show is seriously, mostly because of the very dated animation and very strange kind of humor. This show is very dated with much of the jokes that actually happen in here. The animation was good for its time, but still though, it feels like it would be something from the 80s.
Because it is.
Yes, that's what I mean. Whereas some other cartoons might feel more timeless, but this one feels very 80s.
I don't think and they're not ashamed of it either. Let's wrap up this episode. Yeah, basically, those 3 ghosts that were running around. They summon another ghost out saying, hey, go mess up that bridge over there. Like, yeah, all right, bet. And
actually, no, they were trying to contact with a different ghost. Then they found out this other ghost, which is way more powerful, is actually in there. It's in there taking over the place that their ghost pal was originally from. So he goes on a rampage chasing them after waking them up.
I kind of like my view better. But yeah, you're right.
Well, they said before that they were calling Tack or Talk. I'm not sure what they called it. But then they were like, you're not Talk? And he's like, no, he's gone permanently. And you disturbed my sleep. So actually, that's curious. I wonder what kind of ghost it was they had connections with. Because the ghosts in here have a lot more personality than the ones in the movies, as they are actually treated like characters and actually have personalities and relations. As this trio was a dad, a mom, and a kid, I guess. And they're very cartoonic in their demeanor, as they're just the classic kind of cartoon villains, basically.
Yeah, like the abusive dad saying, "You dumb baby," and comb your stupid hair. I don't know why it was. Did you get that joke? He had like one piece. He has one piece of hair, but the kid was saying, "Comb your hair." Yeah,
it doesn't really make sense since they're ghosts. They're technically dead, aren't they?
Yeah,
but they treat them as living things.
Yet they're physically there. You're right. But okay.
Yeah, that's what I meant by at first when these doesn't really feel like ghosts, because while they are being creative with the designs, they aren't treated as ghosts anymore.
You're right. Okay. Well, yeah. Ghostbusters saved the day by stopping the ghost from
the toy factory.
Yeah, from the toy factory.
It's strange that we never really get to see its actual form. We just see it fused together by a bunch of toys.
We did at the end, but that was mainly it.
Yeah, I was wondering why didn't the other ghost do that, or is that only because the ghost that was actually that actually possessed all those toys together was a higher level?
Dude, I don't know. It's 22 minutes, and most of it was them doing nothing. Oh, and also the ghost tried posing as Ghostbusters by calling them Ghost R Us. That's a big point of it. Anyway, let's get to the next episode. Hey everyone, thanks for listening. And be sure to subscribe to our channel and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, X, and TikTok at Brick Wall Cinema. Have a cinematic day.